Are you happy? I am Ephthemius. I had to take a second fresh breath to communicate the four missing books of Egonect. Egonect will change the world. Egonect is available at Amazon. A Whisper 1558. Without its stubbornness, its original innocence, and sense of its great responsibility, the Spirit could not ever manage to complete the unique mission that it has, and which is to soothe, calm, and nurture the earthling who turns against everything, almost unattended, and especially against our own self, wanting to self-destruct. Whisper 1559. The restraining of this most terrified power, the spirit that is always boiling in the cluster of the soul and strives for the avoidance of the dangerous, almost sadistic inclination for self-destruction, is not a small feat. Whisper 1560. As things are, the most critical responsibility of the Spirit is to try desperately to fill its master with earthly, human, with constant calmness and not confusion, to offer comfortable feeling and not wild ones, to provide peace in the soul and not turmoil, meaning the Spirit is trying to achieve exactly the opposite of its own composition and nature, as an unstable and anxious substance, which actually is the Spirit. Whisper 1561. The Spirit itself is an alive volcano of aggressive feelings through and impossible to fulfill desires, as nothing can satisfy its needs and accommodate its unlimited cosmic celestial energy for fertile achievements. Whisper 1462. The Spirit in reality is thirsty for challenges and adventures of any kind, but at the same time, it must do everything it can in order to keep its master, the earthly human, in a state of tranquility. And when it understands that its mission and responsibility is over, with the return of the active matter to itself, then in a terrified and confused fluster, the Spirit escapes and naturally returns to its base, to its own spring of life, with the purpose and responsibility of continually serving the same master in its familiar now existence of this world behind, understood as the human of this other earth. Whisper 1463. The Spirit remains always awake and always as part of the human of this other earth, and a friend and servant to the same master that it had on planet Earth, which means that Spirit and the human never separate, never. Whisper 1564. Only these two unique elements, Spirit and human, live and coexist in the one soul as life, which lives as the forever in its own forever. Whisper 1565. We must be very careful and always ready and able to act positively in order to calm the Spirit down every time we feel that it is getting wild or worried, because the spirit is the only celestial element that does not know how to react when it becomes angry or scared, and how threatening to life it can be if unexpectedly it becomes attacked, cornered, or pursued by something ugly and hostile. Whisper 1563. Under the adverse conditions, there is a great danger that the spirit can erratically explode and take this part of life into a state of isolation, darkness for a long, long time until it finds the reason or the strength to compose itself with an earthly human together again. Whisper 1567. The anxious and wild spirit is very unstable by nature and always lives in constantly worry and in a strange self-hostile inclination. The only way that we can calm the spirit, soothe it, and tame it is to give the spirit exactly its peace of mind. We are each other's destiny. Ego next.